Hey folks, it's Tom, your frugal prepper. I gotta clean my glasses off. I got some chicken thigh grease on them. Just ate me a couple of chicken thighs for breakfast. And no, they're not breaded. They're just cooked in bacon grease. They're good. So, we're gonna put the engine in the Malibu today, or try to get it in there. I'm gonna clean up the garage, remove all the wiring harness that they cut off on this one that's still plugged in, remove all that, get it ready to go, get the motor mount changed. There's a bracket that needs to go on there somewhere. I forget, but I'll find it and put it on. And then we should be about ready to drop that sucker in. Oh, well, Amazon delivered a package this early in the morning. That's kind of weird. I don't see them. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to sweep up the garage floor first and just get ready and get her done. I don't think we're going to get it running this weekend, but we're at least going to get it dropped in there and try to get the exhaust manifolds on, and try to get her going. So, we'll go ahead and start sweeping. Just so you know, I have an extras channel, and I will put a link to that down below. I have a channel called Network Engineers Playground. I put some computer stuff on there. You can check that out. And I fix cars now, and I buy them on Facebook Marketplace. I fix them up. I fix all the problems with them. I do YouTube videos. And then when they're all fixed, I give them away to somebody in need for free. So feel free to follow that journey on Patreon. And, you can join Patreon for free and see all my content over there. But you can also just give me $1 a month, and all that money will go towards help fixing cars. Here's the piece where that cap came out on this one. It had a couple hoses that went to it. And this broke off on the old engine. I couldn't get it up out of there. It's just completely seized in there. But that's where I have a cap with an overflow, so we're going to have to figure that out. Alright, I'm going to leave that little pile of wood right there. That's where the tire had some power steering fluid on it and it rolled. The rest of this is pretty dry. It's dry enough to work with. And we'll get the engine rolled out here kind of in the middle and do some work on that. Alright, so we got to pull these connectors off. These have been wrapped with some heat resistant tape. I think that's because this had the different exhaust manifolds on it, so they were nearer to the heat, or they've been replaced. We'll get that off of them. Try to anyway. Yeah. And then we can go ahead and move this back. Oh, we can take that off. Press her down, remove that, we'll put that back in there. We save these connectors because they can always come in handy. That is an aftermarket one that's been replaced. Remove that one. Up here we have our oxygen sensor wire that we don't need on here. So let me get the thing and just kind of pull that out. We got to pull this wiring off. We're leaving the plug wires on. I am going to pull one off and check the plugs in this and see what they're like, because I have the plugs out of the old engine. So we'll do that. We might just pull them all off and lube them up. I have another set of plug wires. These are genuine AC Delco wires, but they don't look like they're original, so we're gonna see if this has genuine AC Delco platinum plugs in it. Let me grab some wire cutters and some tools, and we'll get busy. Okay, so first thing I want to do is just pull this oxygen sensor off. Get this little connector out of there. Oxygen sensor wire. Get rid of that, and this we can cut it up closer to these. Get rid of that little piece of harness. We'll leave that on there in case we need to route some wires from the new wiring harness. That all looks pretty good. We got to... Oh, hang on. Oh. We got to pull this off. This is our coil pack. There. Okay. Got to pull this off of the map sensor. There. And we got to pull our fuel line off here too. That's good. That's good. Let me go ahead and grab some dielectric gel and just kind of redo these plug wires and check these plugs. Okay, let's pull this plug out of here and see what's going on with it. We'll see if it's better or worse than the plugs I pulled out of the old engine. She's been in there a while. She's kind of crusty. Oh, she doesn't look bad at all. She doesn't have much wear on her. And she's a genuine AC Delco. She's running pretty clean too. Yeah. So these plugs are going to be fine. I'll go ahead and check all the ones since they're in the back, you know, of the motor. We want to check them because they're hard to get to normally. There we go. And then just turn it a 1/16 of a turn. There we go. All right, we'll put a little silicone grease on that and stick her back on. Maybe. There it goes. That one looks good too. It doesn't have a lot of wear on it yet. Looks good. All right. Till it's snug, and then about a 1/16 of a turn. There we go. Just squirt it in the end, stick it down on the plug, give it a little twist in, a little loving, and then slide her in there. There we go. And yeah, you can put some never sees on the threads. These plugs are already used. I didn't have never sees on them. I'm not going to worry about it. If I was doing new, I might put a little tiny bit of never sees on there. But that one looks good too. All right. Silicone on that one. Turn it around, spread out the silicone or the dielectric gel, whatever. And then we're gonna also pull these off of the coil. So these are more stuck on here. Let's see, they don't want to turn on there. There it goes. And then as it turns, you don't want to pull the wire apart, so you gotta go slow. There, okay. And so what we want to do is we want to just coat around here with the little dielectric gel. Put a little dielectric gel in the boot as well. And then just twist around. And then she'll come off a lot easier if you ever need to take her off again. So you can see the VVT sensor is in place on this one. And mine was broken. Now this has a little 10 millimeter and then these two wires. So we're going to go ahead and pull that. I'm going to grab a 10. a lot of these cars with these 3.5s will have this broken off. And then this will get tangled in the belt and it'll rip that out and you'll get a check engine light and your variable valve timing doesn't work anymore. Pop that off and we'll hang on to this because this is really good. Like I've worked on some Impalas and stuff with these VVT 3.5s, 3.9s, and this is always broken. That's everything on the front except down here at the bottom we got to get this motor mount off. So if you look down here at the bottom and see we have a couple of 15s here and here. I think are all that's holding that. Oh, and one up front here. That one. Yeah, we'll get this one. Okay. Let's take this plate off because this plate is the wrong plate. Let's see if this one looks is the same and it looks better. I think that's the same one. Let's look at my original. Oh no, this is different. It has a different setting. Yeah. Different on the bottom. This one like has some stuff. It's starting to go bad. Okay, so the motor mount was the cheapest on Rock Auto. With shipping and everything, it was $34.09. It was like $129 at Advance and AutoZone and all those places. I'm not spending that much money on a $300 motor going into a $600 car. There's no way. So what I'll go ahead and do though is I'll just put that motor mount on there for now. I'll get the engine in and keep moving forward, and then I can come and change that motor mount later. It's an easy one to do. You just have to jack up the corner of the car and get under there, jack the engine up with the jack and pull it out. So we'll go ahead and put that one in for now, even though it's leaking its guts everywhere, and we can get the engine started and see if it works or whatever. Of course, this didn't have a bolt on the old engine. It's drilled and threaded and tapped, but it just didn't have a bolt, so it's kind of rusty in there. We'll put a little lube on it. And we'll put a little lube in these bolts here too. Okay. And now we'll just put these bolts back in. This one had no bolt in it before, so she's kind of rusty, crusty too. And this one had a bolt. That's a bigger one. So now we're gonna go ahead and just put these on. Now we're just gonna tighten these up really good and make sure they're good and tight. Okay, we're gonna need to pull this oil pressure sensor. It's a shame they cut those so short. I wish they would have cut those longer, but I could solder some wires onto that. But this is a good one. These are really common failures. They're a real pain in the butt to get to in the car. You gotta pull the starter and get up in there and pull the wiring down and solder some wires on. But they're kind of expensive. I have a couple of new ones, but this looks like a really good one. In fact, it looks like it's better than the one that's in that car. But a lot of times these break off and you get oil pressure errors. See, this tape is not original. Somebody added this after the fact. And we got that pulled back. And then we'll just have to get it off. Oh, come on. This looks the same, I'm hoping. One of my subscribers said, you know, check the wiring on top when it goes to the fuel injectors because it could be different. But I looked and this looked the same. There we go. Oh, okay. Ooh. Ooh. I don't know if you can see that one, but that one is wore down. Completely wore down. I mean, it has a huge gap. The little post that goes on there is melted. This looks like an older plug. See, it's completely wore down there. So we're just gonna go ahead and put some. I took the 3 best spark plugs out of the old motor here, and we're gonna pull all these plugs and check them and get them replaced, because that will kill a coil pack. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that one's the same way. Yeah. Yep. She is the same way. Look at that. Off this hose. Since we're getting rid of the hose, we can just go ahead and cut it. There, that's going. Alright, so now I'm just going to clean off the exhaust ports back here real quick. Make sure they're good. We want these to seal up good. We're reusing the old exhaust manifold gaskets, but we will just put a little black silicone, black RTV on here. It will not hurt the catalytic converter. I've done it 1,000 times, and every cat I've done it to is lived. Okay, so here's our oil filter. What we're gonna do is just move this oil pan over. And we're gonna take this. Looks like a Fram. It's a Fram. What the hell? I just covered myself in engine oil. Yeah, I dumped that oil filter right on my pants. And just, yeah. Oh, yucky. Alright. All right, the book says it takes or the place I looked says it takes a 61E, a PF61E AC Delco. So we're gonna try that. That's different than the filter that was on here. I know the 63E and the 48 will interchange. I imagine this interchanges with something, but it does not list the 3506 for this engine. So they probably went to an oil change place and they just found something that fit it. But I looked, my old filter that I threw in the trash can was a long one like this on my old engine. So maybe the Pontiac calls for a different one and the Malibu calls for this one. I don't know. But we'll put that on there. That's good. I'm gonna take a little break, maybe go change my pants. And I'll be back. Okay. Now we're gonna get back to work over here. Let me move you over here a little bit. I have to take off these two heater hose, clamp some pieces of heater hose. That one. Alright, those are off. That goes to the air cleaner. We have to put a bracket on here. We gotta put this bracket on. We're gonna put them in. Make sure those are tight. Okay.